angels. Now, this was my closing statement. We are going to move on to Jay, trying to prove to us that he doesn't believe in three gods. So, Jay, explain to us how you count gods in the Trinity. Go ahead.
Okay. I told you won't answer my questions. All right. Okay. So what these guys bring is this, okay? And I said, remember I said I'm not going to have a debate back and forth. I'm going to tell them how I count it, how we look at it, and that's the end of it. All right? So I'll present their position first. Whether he has a different position or not, he'll let you know. So they try to bring the classical counting method argument, essentially, right? If X is God and Y is God, then X just is Y. So if Jesus is God and the Father is God, Jesus equals the Father. But we know Trinitarians say that Jesus doesn't equal to the Father. So therefore, you cannot say both Jesus is God and Father is God without ditching monotheism or the way we count, yada, yada, yada. Okay? So he's saying if you say both Jesus and the Father are God, then they aren't the same person. Then you are either two gods or it's nonsense, basically saying. Okay? That's their claim. What we say, that's a category mistake about the word God. So he treats is God as an identity claim. Okay? When Trinitarians use usage, what we do is what is called a predication about the nature and the essence. So Jesus is by nature divine, Father is by nature divine. So that's not the same logical form as Jesus equals to the Father. Now we have, church fathers and everybody else talked about it. So the classical counting on essence versus person is what they go by. So what the argument really assumes is, and why it begs the question really is, the premise one is that it smuggles in that God is a singular individual name rather than a nature term. Okay, so if you force God to be a singular individual, you assume Unitarianism as your logical grammar. Then of course you prove Unitarianism, and that's question begging. Trinitarian grammar is one what and three who's. Okay, they also like to bring this. I don't know. Some of them use this three apple thing lately, or three chicken stuff that they try to bring in there. And essentially, they say, imagine if there's a world where with exactly one apple, and if X is an apple and Y is an apple, then X is not equal to Y. Then either there are two apples contradicting exactly one, or again, it's otherwise it's all nonsense from our side. Okay, so essentially, that the refutation to that is. Because these guys come around on our lives and everything, do this stuff, is like, look, apple is a species sortal in a material. It's an individuated domain. So the divine case concerns immaterial essence, personal relations of the origins. So you cannot simply lift counting rules for apples in space and time and apply them to immaterial deity whose distinctions are non-spatial relations. Okay, all right. So that's my little bit about it, but that's how we count it. That's all I'm going to say about it. Thank you very much. Are you willing to do the Islamic dilemma now?
Jay, you haven't even heard my argument, so mute your mic, dude. Now, Jay just waffled on for about 2 or 3 minutes. I'm suspecting that someone sent him like a jumbled form of notes in his DMs, and he was just reading it out or recalling from memory different random threads that he's heard. There was nothing coherent in what he said at all. In fact, it reminds me of that one scene in Billy Madison where they
Bro, why don't you refute me? What's with the drama you do before that, dude?
Jay, why are you talking?
Just give your explanation.
Jay, why are you talking? You had about 5 minutes.
Because it seems like, but Jay, honestly, it seems like you start off with this dramatic thing, dude.
You're scared, dude?
No, just I want to hear your actual matter.
I know.
I want to actually hear the substance.
I know it's hard.
So go for the substance. Tell me where I was wrong. Go ahead.
It's hard.
Go ahead. Yeah. It's. I know it's hard on a pagan. Dude. Not sit down and answer it.
Send a loud gift. So Jay, it hurts Jay's feelings.
Go ahead. No, it's okay.
Wait a minute. I'm gonna turn off the comments first.
You're like below poverty level, dude. It's all right.
Jay,
he needs it. He's below poverty level, dude. $30,000, man.
Nobody's gifting you, bro. Even your own Christians are like, damn, this guy sucks. So anyway, back to the point, Jay. You could not even give a proper response at all. I'll wait for that to be done.
Yeah, you're scaring him.
It's kind of sad. Yeah, I don't know if that's scaring Jay more or me speaking. Probably
No,
me speaking.
you're scaring them. So I have to send Halloween themed gifts right now because you are just spooky to all the Christians.
Yeah, I'm spooking them out. Anyway, back to the point, Jay. Don't worry, I only need 1 minute. So, Jay, the Father is God. You said the Father is God, and you said that Jake assumes that it means that the Father is identical to God. No, I never made that claim at all. This is how low tier you are, and all you can do is use Islam, whatever that stupid website is, Answering Islam from Sam Shamoun. All you can do is access his websites and read off a script. That's why you can't deal with the actual argument. I never made the claim that the Father or Son are identical to God. In fact, I think that the straightforward interpretation is that they're each divine or God by predication. But what that leads to is polytheism. Because if the Father is divine, or the Father is God, and the Son is divine, or the Son is God, the normal way in which we would count would mean that they are two gods. Why? Because not Jake of what Jake says, but what Trinitarian scholars themselves say, like Bo Branson. Bo Branson says, and I quote, "Today we count F's by one logical subjects that are two discernible from, or at least not identical to one another, and are F. That is, if X and Y differ in any way and are both F-ish, we count them as two F's. In other words, if the Father and Son differ in any way, and they do, the Father's unbegotten, the Father begets the Son's begotten by the Father, etc., and they're both F-ish, meaning they're both divine or they're both God, we count them as two F's, or two of whatever the predicate is that is ascribed to them. In this case, two gods or two divine beings. In the same manner that Peter, James, and John are each human, and we count them as three humans. Why do we count them as three humans? Because we count them by identity. Peter, James, and John are each human, and they're not the same human because they are different from each other. Therefore, they count as three human beings. So the Father, Son, and Spirit must also count by the same method as three gods. Now, I need to know from Jay, are you counting gods by division, or are you counting gods by identity, or are you counting gods by some other relation? Answer the question, Jay.
I'm not going to go back and forth on a debate with you, but on the Peter and John, I will explain this one more time. This slow-mo got completely butchered, and Bo Branson, he loves that Bo Branson. Bro Branson is his god out there. Apparently, he's got one dude that he keeps on playing that. Nick cooked you. There are people on our side who are really good at this stuff. So I've already told you from the beginning, I've started dabbling in it. It is intellectually stimulating, but I don't do debates on this formally because I'm still not at that level at all. And so you insist on doing this thing because you're one trick pony. But I'll tell you about Peter and John. Peter and John both share a common human nature. That's granted. But Peter has essential properties to his identity that John doesn't. And John has essential properties that Peter doesn't. So Peter and John must be two distinct beings because they have two individual essences. Even, by the way, Logic kind of did the same argument to him the other day. Logic himself says he's not into, that's not his forte, and cooked him on that stuff too. So if Trinitarians say that there's one God because one being, well, we actually have three, you're trying to say that we have three different beings or three different individual essences. So there must be three gods. That's what he's trying to sit down and say. So listen, same essence, same essential properties. You say Father and Son share the same essence, but the Father is essentially paternal, the Son is not, so they don't share the same set of essential properties. Thereby, they don't share one individual essence. That's all. This is what it is. His premise on this whole stuff is that, okay, his premise spelled out is human case premise. Peter and John share the human nature but differ in essential properties of identity. So each has his own individual essence or two beings, okay? And then it does a whole other thing on equation out there. Does this just all kinds of rubbish into it, okay? So look, the differences that make Peter versus John are essential, not merely individualized thisness or accidental. In God, personal distinctions must be like creaturely ones. So material, individualistic, can't say the word, sorry, multiple individual essences. Okay, paternity, filiation are essential nature properties. So not personal, relationship properties. So the refutation is pretty straightforward, clean and blunt to the point for him. He misdescribes humans to set up the analogy. For human beings, the essential nature is the same rational animal. The reason why Peter is not John is not because they have different essential natures, but because each is this human, okay, or thisness, okay, plus countless I think they call it accidental differences, okay. Their essence as humans remains the same. So in classic metaphysics, what we call thisness individuates humans. It does not create different essences. All right, so that's what it is. All right, so no problem. Listen, even if I'm reading, right, I'm giving you the answer.
You're done reading from Chat
what the answer is, right? Jay? So no. Listen, ChatGPT has more sense than you. You got baked by
Jay.
Nick.
Why are you reading?
You got
script,
baked
dude?
by Jake Dyer. You get baked by everybody else.
Jay,
okay,
Jay,
no. This so no. I'm not. I didn't admit. I'm telling you, even if I was.
Jay,
so here's the thing. Okay.
Reading, huh?
Yeah, I have my notes, dude. I'm a student of this. Yes, I'm reading some of my notes.
You're just reading from a script.
So challenge. Okay, guys. This thanks, is what Jay. It is.
Are you done?
If somebody says, if somebody comes in and says, I went to class. This is the reason why 99% of you guys are the bottom of the class in a class, because you know why I say, look at those guys. They have notes. Ha 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 ha, and they consult their notes. Yeah, I told you, I'm a student of it. I'm just into it just recently. I have a fascination with it. It intellectually stimulates me.
Show the notes?
So I write my notes down. Okay?
Can you show the
notes? I write my notes down, right?
Jay,
so
I just have a question. After we're done with this, would you be?
Yeah, let's do the Islamic dilemma. Come on, let's.
I want to ask you a simple question. All right, dude, relax. When we're done with this, would you be able to share your notes with me?
No, I think you won't get it though. I'll tell you what. I'll have Nick send you the recording. I'll have Nick send you the recording where you panicked and you had a 1-hour session the next day trying to explain away 99 ontologies. He asked you clearly, like, let me ask you, does God have 99 ontologies? And you said, like, what does ontology mean?
Hey,
right?
Jay.
Listen, I'll tell you what. I will.
What we're gonna do is I'm gonna respond to you, and you're gonna be quiet. And then we can go to 99 ontologies. How about that?
Yeah, no, I'm done. I told you that I'm not. Why? Listen, this is the thing, guys. When I've already said that it's not my forte, he's trying to force me into it.
5 minutes, dude. You spoke for like 5 minutes. I'm gonna respond to you. Be quiet. Now, Jay went on and on without recognizing that his notes and what he was reading actually proved that he believes in 3 gods. Why? Because he said, the reason why Peter, James, and John are 3 men is because they have different essential properties. They have different essential attributes. But then guess what? Then he went on to admit that the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit each have different essential attributes. And he actually named them. The Father is essentially unbegotten. The Father essentially begets the Son and spirates the Spirit. The Son is essentially begotten of the Father. The Spirit is essentially spirated either on the Eastern view from the Father alone or from the Father and the Son on the Western view. You admitted that these are essential properties that each one of the persons has, and yet that means that they can't be the same God, Jay. You just admitted to 3 gods. Why? Because you explicitly said that the reason Peter, James, and John are 3 men is because they have different essential properties. You then went on to admit that Father, Son, and Holy Spirit each have different essential properties. You named them in the exact same fashion. So the lazim of your qawl, the entailment of your statement, is that you, Jay, are affirming 3 gods. You're baked. You're done. You're barbecue chicken, Jay. But now, if you want to move on to 99 ontologies, I'd be happy to deal with you on that. Or are you going to run away from that too?
So here's the deal, guys. What I did was I spoke of his position first, and I said, and I broke his position down initially. So he's taking what I said about his position and his claim as in that was something that I was saying is true. So this guy is not only slow tier, he also is the most inattentive guy I've ever come across. He doesn't track. This is your claim. And after I finished talking about his claim, I said, so now here's my refutation. So I had a clear, marker out there that I'm still talking about your stuff, but he thinks I was talking about, I was making those claims on my own. So anyways, listen, man, I'll tell you what you should do, because you run away from this. You send Speaking Muslim as your middleman out there. You should do another full-on debate with Nick, okay? You should do it with our side guys, who are all into this stuff, right? And they not only, you panicked and you said it's there for everybody. The video is there for everybody. You pretended you did not know what ontology is suddenly. It became embarrassing to the point that on Speaking Muslims live, while he was watching you, there was suddenly dead silence in that period. When he said, wait a minute, you mean you got 99, ontologies of God? There was dead silence in his stream out here. They were yapping away and everything else. And then towards it, Speaking Muslim at the end says, oh, yeah, Jake baked him. Everybody's seen it. You had even Malik sitting down and making fun of you. You had your own side making fun of you, bro. Okay? Then on X, they're making fun of you. Okay? So as I said, it's not my forte. But these guys are making fun of you. You are at very slow tier on this, dude. You should drop this. You and Bro Branson can sit under a tree, KISSING, for all I care. All right? So, bro, I'm not saying anything anymore about this. You want to sit down and do the Islamic dilemma or not? Let's go.
Okay, Jay, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to respond to you. You said that I don't know what ontology
wait. I thought you
started off. You said that I don't know what ontology means, but it's actually you and your dumb friend Nick who don't know what ontology means.
Well, we had you on 4K saying you're asking me what does ontology mean.
No idea. No, actually, I was the one explaining to him what ontology means.
Right.
You need to
the tape don't lie, baby.
Take some notes. Since you're good at taking notes, Jay, take some notes.
Tape don't lie, baby.
I'll explain to you what ontology means.
Tape don't lie, baby.
Ontology is the philosophical study of being, existence, and reality. All it means is, in that context, something that exists as opposed to not existing. But you wouldn't know that, Jay, because you are so low tier. You can't even defend your position while reading from your notes in a discussion. Yeah. You're unable to do that. Just like you were unable to prove that Iblis was the first jinn created by Allah. You couldn't show that. You then tried to, when I just proved to you that you yourself admitted to three gods, your response, and you're low tier, you're the one who's not tracking, right? What actually happened was you admitted to there being three gods because of distinct essential properties. And then you said, oh no, I wasn't saying that that's my position. I was saying that's Jake's position. Well, we can give you another chance, Jay. Is the Father essentially unbegotten? Does the Father essentially beget the Son? Is the Son essentially begotten by the Father? The answer is yes. If you say no, then you're rejecting the Nicene Creed and the Trinity. If you say yes, then that means you're affirming that you believe in three gods. But since you recognize that, you tried to flip it and say, no, I wasn't affirming that for myself. I was attributing that to Jake. But hey, dummy, you believe that. You believe that the Father, Son, and Spirit each have different essential properties or attributes. You admitted that, and you know it's your position. You realize that commits you to the polytheism that everyone knows the Trinity actually is. And so then you lied and backtracked and said that that wasn't actually your position. You were attributing it to me. Well, if you rejected Jay, then you reject the Trinity. So you're back to the fundamental Christian dilemma. Either you affirm the Trinity and admit there's three gods, which you did, or you backtrack and you reject the Trinity. Those are your two options at this point, Jay. You're done. Now stop whining about the Islamic dilemma and just admit that you lied and you really believe in three gods.
Hey, I know we say barbecue chicken, but it sounds like barbecue cow tonight.
That's fine. I like cow. You know, unlike in the Sharia book where it says, unlike in the Sharia book where it says, unlike in your number one Sharia book, it says where you can go and sleep with dead people and dead animals.
Yeah, okay, Jay. We're not going to allow you to shout random nonsense on this live. It's not going to happen.
I can show.
Stay on the topic. Stay on the topic or get off the stage.
The Shafi school.
Simple. Stay on the topic.
So anyway, anyways, 99 gods and Allah ain't one fella has been answered. I went beyond what I said I was going to do. I told him that the metaphysics thing is not my forte. So he wants to do this. Now, the challenge is if he wants to do the Islamic dilemma, because he's so scared, he told Logic he's going to debate him on the Islamic dilemma in February. He needs that much of time to prepare. He's sitting in Morocco making 30K.
Are you really this low IQ, dude?
So he doesn't do that, right? And then he ran from Word and I, on that stuff. So now my question is, will you do the Islamic dilemma? You got baked by Logic too, by the way.
Do you know the context of my debate with Logic on the Islamic dilemma? Do you know? Do you know? Jay, we can't hear you. Do you know who set up the debate with Logic? Do you know it was actually a Christian organizer who set up the debate? Do you know that the Christian organizer set up many debates on that weekend where it's being hosted in a church in Dallas, Texas, months in advance? Do you know that I had nothing to do with choosing the debate? Do you know that I would be willing to debate Logic tomorrow on the Islamic dilemma and you can go hand in hand with him and I'll bake both of you at the same time? So you have no idea what you're talking about, dude. It's a conference.
So he ran. He's going to talk over it
in advance. It was a conference happening in advance that is organized by Christians. You fool! You have no idea what you're talking about.
So,
but guess what? You asked me to debate Nick again. You asked me.
You finished?
No, I'm gonna say one last point. You asked me to debate Nick again, but guess what? Go ask Nick to read you the last email that was exchanged between us. I'm willing.
Yeah, the one which you never replied to him on.
I'm willing to debate him tomorrow on the Trinity.
Right.
He said he can't do it until January. Wow. Right. So by your own standards, your boy Nick is running because he got baked. And even your own Christian friends admitted it. They admitted, G1 and all of your other Christian friends admitted
G1 came back and said he never said any of that stuff. G1 said to what he never heard the whole debate.
Said he
said G1 said that what you were telling me, if he did say that, then it is this thing. And you told him a lie. So that's anyways. Now listen, here's the thing, okay? So here's what. Go ask G1 if he believes, after he's seen the whole debate, if he believes that Nick was wrong. Go ask him that.
He does.
Because I've heard him sit down and say no. Okay, he doesn't. All right.
We can bring up G1 right now.
Okay.
Speaking, let's bring up G1 right now.
Well, go ahead.
All right, let's see if G1's even here. Where's G1 at?
Yeah, go ahead. Right? Now, you never even replied back to Nick's email. You sent a middleman out there, and then you ran from Ward and I. Listen, it's my turn to talk, right? Is it my turn to talk? Is it my turn to talk? I asked you, and you said I've got one more thing. So why do you want to talk over me? Now, let's bring this whole, okay? This man, the first time he came, when Speaking Muslim said, like, hey, come on, I've got this guy, Jake. We were like, whatever this dude is, dude. All right, so come on to my live. Word and I comes up here, and Speaking Muslim says you can ask him any questions when he was going around, being his agent out there. All right. Okay. So then Word and I came up, and started. Okay, yeah, thank you. Okay, so Word and I came up and started doing an Islamic dilemma with Jake. Jake said, "Oh, we'll continue next week." And next week he said, "I'm only discussing the LPT, the one-trick pony. I'm only discussing the Trinity. I don't want to touch the Islamic dilemma." So I'll tell you what. Why don't you do a warm-up with me right now on the Islamic dilemma?
Jay, I'm going to expose you again. on the evidence. We're going to sit here and listen.
Listen.
You're going to sit
Stop
here
with the
and
drama.
listen to what God. You're going to sit here and listen to what G1 said.
Will you? No. G1 said. G1 said what I heard. What G1 said to you guys because he hadn't heard the debate. Okay. He went on based on what you guys said. Okay. All right. He hadn't heard the debate. The whole conversation, but he said this. He said, "Well, if he said that, then okay." No, so that's what he said. Okay. All right. So, and I don't even care. I don't even care at this point about you and G1 and everything else. Okay. It's pretty simple. Did we lose everybody, or I don't have any volume? I can't hear anybody.
I'm right here, bro. We're on mute. We're
okay. Yeah, I think. Yeah. Okay. So now, will you do the Islamic dilemma, guys? He ran away from my 3 questions at the end.
Stop crying.
And now he'll run away from the Islamic dilemma. Watch.
5 minutes.
It's my turn, right?
Watch you get embarrassed again.
It's my turn, right?
You have really poor
It's my
memory.
turn, right?
I'm going to play
It's my turn, right?
I'm going to play.
It's my turn, right?
Talking for 5 minutes, dude.
Are you going to do the Islamic dilemma or not?
No, we're not talking about the Islamic dilemma. We're talking about your lie about G1.
He's weak, dude. He's one
We're
trick
talking
pony,
about your lie about G1. I never agreed to debate you on the Islamic dilemma. We agreed
I
on
did
two
say you
topics.
agreed. I'm asking you.
We
You
agreed on
ran
two
from word and I.
Jay. We agreed on 2 topics.
Okay, so are you going to do? If not,
argument
I'm done.
about Iblis being
So
the
if
first
not, I'm
Muslim,
done.
and then the
If
LPT.
Okay. I gotta go. I gotta go make. Hold on. I gotta go make my video. I gotta put all the stuff in there and show like
ahead,
this one trick pony doesn't know shit.
Jay. Have a nice day.
Okay.
Have
all
a
right.
nice day.
Thank you very much, Jake. Run from the Islamic dilemma as usual.
Audience. Listen to G1 say what you thought he didn't say.
Right. So thank you for the edit and putting a small portion in there, but not the entire conversation.
That's the same for Danny. You know who Danny is, right, Jay?
Oh, he's playing only his part. He's not playing.
What did you say to Danny? I said the overarching.
Only his part.
Was whatever.
Do you agree that the way that he kicked?
I said the overarching debate you won, of course, whatever.
Do you agree that the way?
I said the overarching debate you won, of course, whatever.
Do you?
I said the overarching debate you won, of course, whatever.
Do you?
I said the overarching debate you won, of course, whatever.
Do you agree that?
Did you hear that, Jay? You want more?
That he kicked Nick off was disingenuous.
Was it dishonest?
Jay.
Yeah, I'd say it was kind of dishonest.
You're muting me. Why are you muting me, dude? He's asking me a question. You're muting me.
After like watching the whole discussion with Danny and whatnot, yeah, I was about to say so.
Answer the question.
Counting by division point.
He didn't respond to the objection. The objection was successful. He didn't respond to the objection. The objection was successful.
Division point.
He didn't respond to the objection. The objection was successful.
Division point.
What are you playing the one little note? He's talking about at a certain point of time he did not respond to the objection out there. Okay.
You disagree with G1?
All right, so what? Yeah, everybody on X, everybody around. I challenge you to bring up G1 and G1 to say that Nick lost that debate. I challenge you to bring this up.
I just played for you 5 times.
No, he's talking about certain moments where he did not respond to it. He's not talking about that.
He said that he lost the debate on the LPT, and
he did not.
My argument and objection was successful, and Nick did not answer it.
No. Well, you know what? You got to go hear G1 after that. After your conversation,
I have an
you got to go ask him that.
clip of G1 saying that over and over
All right.
again.
It's okay. All right. Thank you very much.
Hey,
All the
Jay,
people on
Have a good day, Jay. I'm
on
waiting for you to show the clip where I said that the angels have free will. We're all waiting.
Right.
Show me where I
we
said that they don't have free will.
We
We're all
will
waiting for that, Jay. We're all waiting for it.
I don't worry. I'll also play the clip. I will also. We will be all waiting to see how you hear your answer. Do angels have free? Do angels have free will? Yes or no? Do angels have free will? Yes or no?
You're completely.
Do angels have free will?
Dude. You couldn't show that Iblis was the first jinn.
Bro,
you couldn't show that Iblis was the first jinn.
You need to go back to YouTube, dude, with your 100 people who watch.
Iblis was the first jinn. We're done with you, Jay. Delete your account, bro. I already said, if Jay, and the challenge still stands, Jay made a claim that he asked me if angels have free will, and that I answered him and said no, angels do not have free will. Produce that on your clip. If you can't, then log off TikTok for a week, dude. Take a good week off because you're barbecue chicken. You're done. You're completely done. And you were unable to show that Iblis was the first jinn created. You couldn't show it, dude. And he made the claim, oh, nobody believes in this of what Jake is saying. And you mentioned Al-Qurtubi, and I showed you from his own tafsir, he admitted that the majority of early scholars considered Iblis to be one of the angels. It doesn't matter what my view is and whether Iblis was actually an angel that is a distinct creation from jinn or not. It doesn't matter. You did not show that Iblis was the first angel. First jinn created. You did not show that. And you also admitted to there being three gods. And then when you were called out for it, what did you do? You lied and said that you were attributing that position to me because you got caught. You're done, dude. And G1 can come up here anytime. He may disagree with other things that I said, but he admits that Nick got baked on the LPT. He had no answer to my objection. It was successful, and Nick's position is incoherent.
Dude, this guy got smashed.
Bro,
This guy,
I could not stop laughing.
oh my, I
in the
was
background.
cheesing.
Oh my god.
This guy could not, this guy
Bro,
actually
that
thinks
wasn't
he
the
did good.
2025 clip of the
This
year.
was embarrassing. He literally admitted to three gods. He said that the difference is that Peter, James, and Mark or whatever have different essential properties. Well, guess what? They're all human and they all have different essential properties to their person. So that makes multiple humans. Okay. So he buried himself because the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit have their own essential hypostatic properties and they share the same essence. Therefore, there's three gods.
Yeah, and he said that, dude. I didn't even have to say it. He literally said it out of his own mouth. And then when I repeated it back to him, he said, no, I wasn't saying that. I was saying that that's what Jake believes. You believe that yourself, you idiot.
Yo, this guy actually admitted the clips. The clips are going to be crazy on this one.
No,
Christian
that was
Cope, you better
crazy.
be watching.
We had to just let
If
that
Christian
one
Cope ain't
ride.
watching, we have it recorded. It's okay. We still have it recorded. This
It
guy
was
literally,
hilarious.
this guy admitted three gods. Yo, Javon, do you take that same position that Jay was holding?
Oh yeah, he does. He was gifting Jay the whole time.
Yeah, so I'm
Javon,
just curious. Do you hold that same position that they're multiple humans because they differ in essential properties?
Javon, you there, man? You snoring? What happened?
He fell
asleep during the conversation. Javon, wake up, man.
Hey, Javon, hold on.
Come on, man.
Javon, wake your ass up.
Wake up. What, you got sleep apnea, bro?
Wake your ass up. We got a game to play, Javon.
Come on, man.
Hold on, let me help.
You gotta get that. You need a sleep study, bro.
Damn, dude.
Daddy, man.
Javon is assed out, bro.
Come on, man.
Javon, wake up. Javon, wake up. Javon, wake up, Javon.
You gotta try to sound like your mom. Waking him up for school in the morning. You gotta like do that.
Javon.
Dude, we gotta start banging pots and pans in his ear.
Boy, wake up. Get your ass out of bed, man. Are you there? I don't know. Drop him.
Hey, he woke up. Hey, Javon.
Javon, are you there? Mm-hmm. All right, bro, come on, you're on the panel.
He just woke up.
What is it?
Yo,
2025.
wake up, dude. We got a game to play, bro.
Nah, chill out, bro.
Hey,
Come on,
Javon.
man. What you doing?
Damn, bro, you were assed out, man.
cool.
We just caught you slipping, man.
So, Javon, there was this one argument that a Muslim gave. He said that Peter, James, and John have that they have different essential properties, but they're all human. But then the Trinity, they have the same essence, just like in the example with the humans, and they also have different essential properties. So he said that there would be three gods. Would you agree with him?
Well, that's not the, what do you call it? That's not really the area that I study, really. So I can't really dive into that.
So would you say so would you say that analogy is bad?
I just told you that's not the area I study, so I can't really say anything upon that. But I just wanted to ask you,
how was your
since
nap?
you caught me off guard, let me ask you this.
Did Jay put you to sleep?
Not really.
Was his
requested.
was his Hindu sound analysis boring? Was it boring?
You know, he
can
had
you
been, in
can you
fairness, he
can you
had requested 35 minutes
can I
ago.
speak?
He was waiting. He was waiting for a while. But you were gifting the whole time. Don't act like you were asleep the whole time.
I
You were
sent
doing a
one
great
rose,
job.
bro.
I'll give you that.